Now, here is step number 2. You see, whenever it comes to investing, you need to be wiser. And whenever it comes to investing, you need to go all in. It's like, playing soccer. Whenever you're playing soccer, if you want to score the goal, you will make sure that you push, and you would make sure that you do as best as you can to get through the defender line. So it's the same as investing. When it comes to investing, you need to be able to push more than the other person. You need to be able to do more than the other person. You need to be able to give more than the other person. So if you want to be able to invest to make millions, here's the step that would just shake your bit of faith when it comes to making money. This is all about money management, just so you know. This is all about money management, okay? Investing is all about money management. So if you want to be able to, make millions through your investment, you have to, with all honesty, you have to invest more than the other person. You have to invest more than the other person. If they say that the minimum is 200 rands, you have to invest 300 rand. If they say the minimum is 10,000 rand per month, you have to invest 20 grand a month, so that you are able to, reach your financial goals. This is what we always talking about. This is what that drives us to be able to invest and be able to try and make more money. You have to invest more. You have to invest more. You have to invest more in order for you to be able to make more of your profit, in order for you to be able to make more of your dividends and so forth. Remember, step 1 was you need to be able to invest where there are dividends, and be able to reinvest your dividends. Secondly, invest more. And I always say these things. If you want to be able to be a successful investor, if you want to be able to be a million rand or even $1 million investor, if you want to invest to make millions, you have to invest more. That's the only way that you can make it. That's the only way you can make it. You see, so many people think that in order for them to be able to get to making millions or getting dividends that are worth millions and so forth, they just have to be faithful and just keep on investing that 200 rand that they told them to invest every month. Guys, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Sit down and calculate. If you were to invest 200 rand for the next 20 years, what's going to happen to how much are you going to have? How much will your assets be? By assets, I mean shares. How much will your dividends, how much will you get from 200 rand from your dividends whether every month, every 3 months, every 6 months, every 12 months? How much will you get? Imagine now when Satrix, for instance, when you invest with Satrix Trade, and they tell you that, hey, if you want to be able to invest in our top 40 ETF, invest 1,000 rand, and you say, no, I want to invest 2,000 rand, what's going to happen to your portfolio? It's going to boom. What's going to happen to your dividends? They're going to boom, because it's going to be more, twice as much as the average person. So if you want to be able to be a successful investor, if you want to be able to make sure that you make more, make sure that you have more dividends that are coming in the near future, if you want to be able to make sure that you don't lose when it comes to your investments, if you want to diversify your portfolio, if you want to make sure that there's more income coming from your property, from whatever you have invested in, if you want to make sure that you can be able to retire, invest so much that tomorrow when you retire, nothing would hurt you. You wouldn't worry about your bond, you wouldn't worry about paying off your car, you wouldn't worry about paying off your children's fees, you wouldn't worry. If you want to live that life, then you will start now and invest more, especially when it comes to people that are in their 20s. You know, when you are in your 20s, you don't have more responsibilities, but you know, your responsibilities would be maybe paying off your rent, you know, or if you owe a car, paying off that car. But here's what I always say to young folks. Listen, if you get a job, don't move out of your family house. Don't move out of home. Don't rush to buy a car. Just keep on using a taxi for the next 5 years. You're not gonna die. Keep on using a taxi for the next 5 years. Keep on staying at home for the next 5 years to even 10 years. Okay? Because by the time you are 30, that's when you are tired. You need a car. By the time you are 30, that's when you say, okay, no, I'm tired of taking a taxi. I'm tired of living with my parents. I'm tired of, I want to be able to get what's mine. And I get that when you are 30. I get that when you're 30, but when you are between 19 and 29, I don't get it, you know. But listen, if you are between 19 and 29, this is my advice for you. Stay at home. Don't, you know, buy groceries. Thank them by buying groceries, né? And make sure that you help out there and there when they are struggling with electricity. Give them a bit of maybe 1,000 rand or something, you know. Give your dad 1,000 rand to go out, or take your mom out, you know, and all that. But whatever you do, don't buy a car. Don't move out of your house. Keep on using a taxi to go to work for the next 5 to 10 years. Keep on using public transport, yes, and stay at home for the next 5 to 10 years. And move out only when you hit 30. Buy a car only when you hit 30. And what do you do with all that money that you keep on getting every month? When you're earning 10,000 rand, when you're earning 20,000 rand, when you're earning 30,000 rand, what do you do with all that extra money? You invest it. You invest, you get your easy equities account. You take half of the money that is left that you have, you put into your easy equities account, you control it, and you go to places like Satrix, you go to Discovery, you go to places where you know that they can help you with investment, and you take the other half. Say for instance, you're living with your parents and your expenses are very low. They, you know, your public transport, you're spending 4 grand, and you giving your mom maybe 3 grand, so you're spending 7 grand at home, right? And now you're earning 20,000 rand, so you have 13,000 rand in your pocket. So what you do is that you would then take, for instance, let's just we're just thinking out loud, you take 7,000 rand or 6.5 thousand rand. You take 6.5 thousand rand and you invest it yourself using easy equities. All right, you invest in ETFs. You invest in stocks. You know, you invest in places whereby you know that you will get dividends. So you make sure that the next 10 years you just squander your money in investment. Okay, and the other half, the other 6.5, you will take it, then you will throw it into let's say you spoke to people at Satrix, or you spoke to people at Discovery and so forth, Momentum, blah blah blah, and now or Ellen Gray, you give them this money every month for the next 10 years, and they invest it for you. Guys, you have over 13,000 rand that you are investing. You have over 13,000 rand that you are investing, and that means that your dividends, you also reinvest your dividends, right? You make sure that you reinvest your dividends so that you can be able to make more money in the next coming years. So when you hit 30, then you can say, okay, now I want to enjoy my salary that I am working for. You buy a car. When you buy a car now, you buy a car that you can use in business as well, that will bring money into your pocket. So now you use the car for Bolt as well. So you take people to work. When you go to work from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., you take from 5 a.m. to 6, 7 a.m. you take people to work, and you make sure that by 8 o'clock you are at work, you are working, you're busy. And at lunchtime at about 12 to 1, you make sure that you are working with your car, taking people to wherever they want to go. And after that, when you go home, when you knock off, you make sure that you take people to wherever they go. So in a day, maybe you'd make, let's say, 500 rand, maybe 600 rand. From that only, you take that money, you invest it, right? And the money that you are earning from work, you can spend it and pay your rent and pay your car and so forth. You're living your life, you're beginning to enjoy your life now, but you have more investments, okay? So that's what you do. That's what you do. That's how you build wealth. That's how you build wealth. And if you want to continue on living with your family until you hit 35, you continue on doing that and you invest. You know, that's how you build wealth. So guys, in all that you do, that's how you can build wealth. That's how you can be able to make money through your dividends. That's how you can invest to make millions. Here's the thing for the 30-year-olds. You know, when you're 30 when you're 30-year-old and you're stretching to 40 to 41, 30 to 41, it's very hard for you to be able to be forceful with your investments. But if you are earning well and cut off the things that you don't need, for instance, not everyone needs to watch Netflix and Showmax and DSTV. DSTV on itself is expensive, so you cut off one, and every month you switch. Maybe this month we pay off only Netflix. You know, next month we pay only Showmax. That other month we pay only DSTV, and so forth, so that you can be vibrant in your in the things that you watch, and you can have space, or a breathing moment when it comes to your finances. And the money that you make, the extra money that you make from that, just that, you invest it. That's the first thing. The second thing, you try and get out of debt. When you get out of debt, most of you are in debt crossing to about 2,000, maybe to 6,000 plus. You know, you try and get out of debt. When you get out of debt, you take the money that you were paying debt, you invest it, and you give yourself time. You give yourself maybe 10 years, maybe 10 to 12 years, and you say that the money that I used to spend in terms of paying off loans, paying off a car, paying off this, I'm going to use it in order for me to be able to invest, so that I can be able to have money when I retire. That's how you build wealth. And also, the car that you have, you can put it on Bolt, you can put it on Uber, you can deliver food, you can make sure that you have money that is coming in. And when it comes in, you take that money, you invest it. You don't spend it, you invest it. That's how we invest to make millions. You invest more than the average person. Invest more than the average person. I know I said a lot, and I hope that everyone listened, but I want you, if there's one thing that I want you to take home, is that you need to be able to do more, invest more, work harder more. When you have the energy, as you have the energy now, when you are 20 to 30, you have most of the energy, and when you are 30 to 40, you are starting to get tired, but the energy is still there. You can still push as much as you can and be able to invest more, work harder, get 2 jobs if you will, and make sure that you invest more, so that you can be able, when you retire, you have more money, and your wife or your spouse won't worry, that you would be paying off the bond when you retire. You'd be paying off your car. You get a new car, because you planned for these things. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, comment down below. Let's talk about this. What do you think about what I just said today? And let's talk, let's debate.